Welcome back and good evening. It is Friday the 13th. It is about 2000 hours or 8 p.m. We are now in Missouri. I left Wisconsin this morning about 8:45, 9 o'clock. Drove down here. I'm at a campground right now, and I'm about 20 minutes from the lease. So there's no place that I know of yet to camp near the lease. Driving in as it was getting dark, I got here just before sunset. Driving in, there were a lot of deer out, and there were definitely some bucks chasing does. So that has me definitely excited for the morning. It's supposed to be in the low 40s, little bit of rain, but 15 to 18 mile an hour winds or so. So I'm kind of glad I'll be sitting in a ground blind for that. I'll have my wet weather gear on. Hopefully that means I can get some good camera footage as well. Now, what I don't know is, are the beans going to be cut yet? At the last lease Jeff and I had, they grew soybeans, and they didn't cut the beans or harvest the beans before gun opener, so there were always beans in the field there. I'm hoping that's the case here. I'm also hoping I can get into the ground blind without bumping a bunch of deer out of the field. It is pretty wide open. You can pretty much see completely across the lease. In fact, you can see completely across the lease. So I'm really interested in seeing what happens tomorrow in the gun opener. We got that southern boundary bordering public land, and there's 2 parking spots back there. So I'm curious to see if it's a packed house, if the Orange Army is out in force, or if it's a little overlooked place. It's kind of back there a ways, and I would just think most everybody that lives around there has their own private land to hunt, because it's a lot of farms and cattle operations. So I imagine those folks don't need to hunt for a hunting spot because they already got their own. So I'm packed up here in baby Snowflake. I got the tent out there to throw some junk into. Try to get back in a rhythm of how to pack it to sleep in, and then when I leave, I throw the bag that's up front back here, and I got my instant coffee all ready to go. I just got to pour in some water, heat it up, throw it in the cup, and take off in the morning. So hopefully that gets things going in the morning, you know what I mean? Better early and in the dark than during prime time first thing in the morning. That's enough of me rambling tonight. I'm gonna get some sleep. It's been I think we're coming up on about 3 weeks here, and it's been a long 3 weeks. A lot of early mornings, sometimes some later nights. So tired, try to get some sleep, and we'll see you out there for the gun opener. Opening morning, and the weather is not very good. To the north of the lease and the neighboring property, I see 4 deer. At the time I thought they were does, but I realized that the one is a buck. Eventually something pops out of the south side. There's some nasty thunder rolling. After that buck left, a little while later, those 4 does looked spooked or interested in something, and they went to the east, so they never came onto the lease property. What I find kind of funny about this spot I'm sitting in is that my car is parked on public land 35 yards that way. Right behind me, the mailman came in hot. And I thought maybe someone was just rushing in to go hunting, but it was the mailman, because the mailboxes are behind me only about 10 yards, so it's kind of a goofy little spot. It's a little after 10 o'clock right now, so it won't be long and I'm gonna go back over to the car, pull this trail camera down, look at the photos, and then maybe walk back into the public a little bit if I can find a decent line to walk in, because it's kind of thick, brushy and cedary and stuff. Maybe I can find a little place just to walk back a little bit, poke around, start getting familiar with it. Well, I'm afraid the only thing my trail camera showed me was that a doe checked it out in the middle of the night, and 10 days ago the soybeans were harvested, and yesterday something was sprayed down. So yeah, whatever the spray was is probably not terribly appealing to the whitetail population to go pick up the remaining soybeans on the ground. So probably a herbicide or something like that. So that's a bit disappointing. We may need to come up with another strategy. We got about an hour and 20 minutes until legal is up. There's been some shooting in my vicinity that is definitely not duck hunting. You can't duck hunt in this vicinity, and it's behind me, kind of on the land area. There's been a few shots back in the public here. So seems like the guy that pulled up and parked next to me is probably filled a tag, and it sounded like maybe there's another guy in that other parking lot that probably filled a tag. But we're approaching that time where when I was driving here yesterday, I started seeing a lot of deer in the fields and bucks chasing does, and so hoping to see something here. I've been in this blind a long time today. I'd like to see a little more. Got some deer coming back out where they were this morning. No luck today. We'll see you in the morning. Thanks for watching.